featured for, I think, the second week in a row. I know Champu got featured a few times recently. Guys, it is time for Game 2 of iCast Your Freaking Awesome Replays, and featured for the second time in the last few weeks. Up here in the top left-hand side, he likes to think of himself as a champion. He is Champu. Unfortunately, it's, you know, he's like, my name will be kind of like champ, kind of like champion. You know, we are the champions, my friend. Doesn't realize when people read it, they either read it as chimpu, as in you're a monkey, or shampoo, as in things you wash your hair with, but with more of a poo sound, you know, poo, like human excrement. So Champu, I love you, mate. Just want to shit on your name a little bit, as we like to. Down here in the bottom right-hand side, in the blue, his opponent, it is Keps. Of course, guys, for you guys just tuning in, the challenge we are casting is We Are Billions, where players... Are you gonna steal my gas? That's last week's ICYFAR? Fuck. Keps is like, God damn it. He's like, I know this Champu guy. He got featured in the Gas Thief ICYFAR. Alright. So it is We Are Billions, where you have to make as much shit as possible and overwhelm your opponent with sheer numbers rather than finesse or skill necessarily. It's more about get up a big economy and smother your opponent in some brutal and horrible way. Kind of like what we saw in that last game. So the games are extra memey, this one. But if you guys want to get your replays featured in next week's challenge, the challenge is already open. Get your replays in. It is, as always, linked down in the YouTube description and, of course, in Twitch chat. It is queued up, baby. Use your shift command to queue up as many orders as possible. And the more orders you give, the more liberators you queue up, the more harassments and spells and crazy things, the more love hearts you draw with your rally points, the happier I will be. Alright, guys, so it gives you an opportunity to troll, but there's actually a lot of cool multi-prong and multitasking you can do. So it's a very open challenge. We're really favoring these challenges, which are open to your interpretation lately. There's a ton of cool things you can do with it. Get on it, get your replays in. And remember, guys, doesn't matter if you're bronze, doesn't matter if you're silver, doesn't matter if you're Grandmaster or Master, we take games from all leagues. For us, it's just about what we find to be the most funny, entertaining, or interesting games. So it's not about your skill level, it's about, is there some action in the game? Is the game a little bit different? Get your games in, and fingers crossed it'll get picked. Oh, crap! Kappa! Or Keps. Keps? Why'd I call him Kappa? Jesus. Kappa my Kappa. Keps my Keps. Keps is in trubs right now. One SCV already goes down in the CC. Champu's microing like his name's Beyond, and he's got a fucking WCS trophy there. Throws a grenade off to the side just to immediately cast a curse me. Oh god! Keps with the massive miss micro. Both players with a little bit of panic micro there. Oh, but this SCV's out there with a fucking bit of revenge on his mind. He gets one drill hit on the Reaper. It's only going to take one more. The Reaper's like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No, you can't catch me. I've already injected some drugs and I'm healing. Oh, yeah, look at me. Look at me health bar. Look at me health bar. It's getting bigger and bigger. Are you impressed by how large and firm my health bar is? Get fucked, get fucked, get fucked. The Reaper's just running around. He gets another SCV kill. He's going to stay here like a madman. Eventually dies. Knee deep in his own fucking E-peen. What a dummy. Could have got out of there. Champu, meanwhile, floating a casual 600 resources at home. But that's how you do it. I gotta say, if you want to actually leave your Reaper in their base and kill a bunch of stuff, you've got to commit hard. You don't want to just run away after one SCV kill and say, oh, that's enough, I'm gonna go home and macro. What kind of a boring ass player are you? Not Champu. Champu's like, I'm going to micro the fuck out of that and absolutely massacre everything. Kept showing that he's got a lot of mental fortitude. He's really in it to win it here. He's got that real strong mental prowess. He says, I can totally get back in this game. I'm gonna fight hard. I'm gonna fight well. And, oh, it's pretty much GG because you killed 3 workers in the Reaper. Typical TVT mindset. To be fair, I do feel it. I'm guilty of saying the same thing on my stream many times. I kind of understand where he's coming from, but I'm hoping, I'm actually rooting for Keps right now. I'm hoping it can stop the zombie horde of fuckery, which Champu is no doubt going to throw his way. Champu's like, hey, I'm building a couple of Hellions. I'm building a 3rd command center. I want a nice big economy. He's going for gases quite early as well. Not really sure what the plan is. I gotta say his building placement, something I'm a big fan of. You guys know how I love buildings. You know, Terran players, yeah, diagonals with random spacing is actually the most strategic way to place your buildings. I really like it. It makes it efficient when you're swapping add-ons around. It means you can fit at least 3 or 4 production structures in your main base before you need to build elsewhere. I like it, Champu. Hats off, mate. I think it's well done. For those guys watching at home who are newer players, remember this is how you set up a Terran base. It's perfect, isn't it? It's a piece of art. I mean, the symmetry, it's beautiful. So like this rally point's not set, very nice. This Hellions, like, I'm just gonna sit here, hope no one notices I'm just chilling out. Oh, fuck, I got me battle orders. Crap, I had to join the army. They caught me friggin' sitting there trying to hide from the front. Now I have to go fight people. Shit. Meanwhile, on the other side, Keps is like, hey, I've got actually a ton of Stim Marines and Medevacs out. Me 2-1-1's not going too bad. I've got some siege tanks on the way. No third base. That's the one thing Keps is pretty far behind on right now. Champu's got that nice early third base. He's going to drop a scan. He's like, okay, you're building siege tanks. This siege tank's going to go siege up next to these mushrooms. They're pretty fucking... Would you guys eat these mushrooms? It looks like a pumpkin had sex with a mushroom or something, and this is what came out. It doesn't look very tasty, I've got to say. It's growing out of a tree or some shit? Is this like a tree trunk and this mushroom just grew out of it? I don't know. What about this one? This one here. Oh, that looks like a tasty vegetable. This looks like an eggplant with a durian on top of it. It's just got a little bit of durian skin with the spikes. This here, it's just a fucking eggplant and a durian combined. So it basically tastes like just fart. Distilled pure fart. This one here, I mean, that's just a palm tree with a turd on it. That's actually who invented the trees on this map? Avex, did you fucking make these models or did you find them in the editor? Because I don't know what I'm looking at, but the plants on this map are fucking crazy. Were you on an acid trip or something? Is this a walnut on top of a palm tree? What the fuck am I looking at? This is absolute madness. We've also got a little swimming pool here with some shiny gases and sparkly lights in it. I don't even know what's going on backwater. There's some fucking bird flying around. It's got spiky bits on it. What kind of a bird has spikes on it, you madman? You sick, sick madman. Looks like finally Champu's like, okay, let's go for a bit of a push. He's going to stim forward. Oh shit, those are Hellions. Get behind the bunker. Keps with a smart pullback is like, I'm not going to fight you in the open. Come fight my bunker. Come fight that, you idiot. He's got a Liberator queued up as well. Ooh, kept seeing into the future challenges is like, I'm going to queue some shit up. I like it. Meanwhile, Champu's like, I'm just going to take another base. And I'm just going to, okay, I mean, he hasn't really built a horde just yet. He's got a massive economy. But he's still only on 3 barracks. So we're going to have to see what he does next. And just before the missile turret finishes, let's see if the Liberator is smart and shoots that SCV first. It does. The Liberator actually believes in self-preservation, not a complete dummy, even takes down the Marine and is like, yeah, just killed 6 dudes. I'm gonna fly away now, get fucked. Champu's like, well, get fucked, you mate. Me speak good English. I'm a professional caster. And his Marines stim forward, snap the empty medevac, and Champu, he's just gonna wait for the redrop potential over there. Did that Liberator go down? Looks like it did. So it unsieged, decided to just stay there, and the Vikings shot it out of the sky. Keps there, a little bit distracted by the counter drop, of course. At this point, there we go. Okay. He's warming it up. Champu is gonna start making 400 barracks. He's gonna drop in the back door. Keps is like, God damn it. This is gonna be kind of painful. That Marine got stuck on a patch of minerals. Holy shit. What do they teach these Marines when they're in the barracks? It takes them so long to build, it's not like they're raising them from birth. Do they not teach them how to walk around a mineral patch to get in the medevac? These have got to be the Marines out of the Aliens movie. They're just a bunch of yokels with machine guns thrown onto a fucking alien planet, and they're just running around with their guns screaming. No fucking clue what they're actually doing. The Marauders aren't much better either. I mean, look at this gigantic armored suit. And what do they use? They use fucking little concussive grenades that do next to no damage. I don't even understand this Terran engineering, man. They're a bunch of fucking crazy people. Meanwhile, Champu's like, haha, I have an unlimited economy. I have 4 bases unchallenged, make that 5. Haven't really been building any units. I'm kind of in a bad spot right now. And Keps is like, you know what? I'm gonna doom drop you. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for my doom drop? Champu's like, I'm building 2 Hellions and 4 Marines at a time, as well as more SCVs, so yeah, I think I am. 31 SCVs in this mineral line. Champu getting his economy absolutely shredded by this drop. Only about half the Marines dropping. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Marines hiding in the medevacs cowardly. And that orbital does get sniped down. He's actually got enough to beat Champu's units, but instead he's going to leave half of them behind and half of them are going to fly away. Terran cowardice at its best. Kep's there, a real team player. He likes to really give his troops the experience of what it is to be left there screaming in the fucking opening Brood War cinematic saying, where the fuck is our air support? Oh, it picked up half of us and flew away. Oh, great fucking job. It's awesome being in the Terran army. Good fucking business. This is fantastic. Meanwhile, finally, Champu's production starting to get going. He's up to 6 barracks, 7 barracks actually, so he's building a decent number of units. I'm still waiting for him to go full zombie mode in this game. I mean, he's gone crazy economy. I'd like to see him start throwing some waves and drowning his opponent in salty oceans of Terran rush. I don't really know if he's going to be able to though, because he's consistently down in army supply. I think we're going to see Champu drown his opponent in a sea of zombie economy more than anything else. We're going to have to see how this one goes. Keps has actually been playing a pretty damn good game. It looks like he's going to go home and he's just going to say, yeah, I've got missile turrets, you've got sensor towers. Let's just chill out and play this one nice and patiently. Of course, let's look at Kep's scouting. Always the most interesting thing. So Kep says, I knocked you back to 2 bases, I'm on 3. I must be ahead in the economy. Seems to be a pattern in today's ICYFAR. He's actually way fucking behind on minerals whenever those mules are dropping, and especially when these bases finish, he is going to be brutally behind. Finally, Champu moving out across the map. He's got only 1-1 upgrades versus 2-2. Keps has less Marines by about half, but he's got a ton of Marauders and Siege Tanks as well. Champu comes in, snipes the 4th Command Center. No cancel, this Siege Tank on the high ground takes a couple of nice pot shots. Champu's going to try and pick up and get out of there. Oh god, he also believes in leaving a few Marines behind. Oh my god, his boost is out. His boost is out. No, Champu, no! No, Keps, fortunately, decides to run the other way, and Champu just immediately turns around. Have you ever seen a luckier Terran? I mean, that was on purpose. It was calculated. Medevac, just pause, let your boost run out so the Marines could stem under you and kill your entire army. It was calculated. These Marines now going to doom drop in the main. The Libs are like, yes, we'll give you some freedom. The Marines are like, no thanks, we'll pass on that one. Siege Tank in the back doing some very nice damage. The Siege Tank on the low ground lands a few shots as well, and I gotta say, Champu not finding the damage he would have liked here. He's starting to finally kill a few SCVs. That +2 armor upgrade working wonders though. And finally, he is going to pick up just the last 5 Marines. He's going to try and queue up and drop into the natural. This missile turret says, how about no? That medevac goes down. This Siege Tank though says, you know what, Champu, I kind of feel bad for you. Units lost-wise, you're kind of getting wrecked. So I'm going to shoot my own command center a bunch of times, get it down to half-life. Actually, I don't really feel like going full MMA this game. Changes his mind, decides to not kill his own building. So, pretty good decision-making from Keps here. Not throwing the game away. Not sure if Champu's the Idra type to just leave when you kill your own buildings anyway. Champu's like, I better keep scanning. I'm not sure what I'm scanning for, but I am scanning. It makes me feel a little bit like Sauron. I've just got my eyes everywhere. I'm watching you. You know, it's kind of like being the pervert in the cupboard, watching people with their late night activities, except it doesn't matter where you are. I can watch you anywhere, because I'm Sauron, I'm a big old perv. Champu's going to run forward and he's like, fuck you, Sauron saw you moving out, dickhead. And of course, Keps was a little bit late on that stim, but the Siege Tank volleys are brutal. Champu's like, oh shit, he's actually got more zombies than I do. I kind of may have fucked up this challenge. Uh-oh. Come fight me in me freedom zones. Come fight me. Come fight me. These Marines are like, get over here. Come fight. Come fight. Keps is like, I'm not a fucking idiot. What do you think of me, mate? I'm not gonna fight you in your freedom zones. Thankfully for Champu, Keps still has no idea about the sheer width and breadth of Champu's economy. Champu decides to set up some freedom zones over here. Not quite keeping pace with the battles, are you, Liberators? They're kind of a little bit stupid. This Viking's actually dishing out the hurt. The Marines and the Marauders, though, finding some amazing value. The units lost tab here, looking pretty good for Keps. I feel like Champu, he tried, he fought hard. But in the end, I think Keps here with no idea what the fuck is happening in this game, no idea just how many expansions there are, is slowly about to realize that he unknowingly held off a dude with 17 bases. Champu's like, oh shit, he found the other base. Let's see, does Keps realize? Did he search everywhere else now? Does he realize, wait, this is more bases than there should be? No, he says, I think I'm ahead. I don't think you have any bases left. I think you're on 3, at most 3 bases. You've probably rebuilt this one. Definitely not a 4th and a 5th. Fully mining with gases and the whole works. The upgrades starting to catch up for Champu here as well. He's like, just give me a few minutes, I'll rebuild, no worries. Keps is kind of patting himself on the back. He's like, I'm building a 5th base. It's very well positioned here. You know, a lot of Terrans are kind of like modern day, the modern day Western world. It's like modern day, you know, America, Australia, the UK, everyone's walking around with their expanding waistlines. The obesity epidemic is real. Keps is like, you know what? I'm a more progressive Terran. I like to build my planetary fortress twice as far away from the minerals, just so the SCVs get a bit of exercise. Guys, take the stairs. Meanwhile, he's like, I'm gonna fucking hammer through your army. Champu's like, oh shit, you just have way too much. And he got caught out in the open. Oh god, what's he gonna do, man? I think Keps is gonna smack the production. I think Champu might be out of time here. Oh, Keps is just running away. He's a little bit cowardly for a second there. He was like, I don't want to fight this. But he's got more units coming across the map. Keps here has got this incredible position. Champu's like, shit, Marines and Libs is all I've got. Can I break out? Thankfully for him, there's no Vikings. If he can edge his Liberator zones forward, he may be able to keep his production up. He's managed to get 3-2 upgrades up against the 3-2 of Keps. And he's still got these corner bases mining. Keps, completely unawares, may actually be giving a little bit of room for Champu to get back in this game. Oh, single Marauder gets picked up. Has a bit of a kiss with the medevac pilot. She drops him off. They are a little bit cheeky, these two. These two. Oh no! Champu's gonna run forward. The Liberators, the Marines, actually doing some work here. There's not many Marines in Keps' army. It's almost pure Marauder tank. These units aren't that good against pure Marine. And Keps finally loses the first fight of the game. Is still ahead, 3,000 resources lost. But with these hidden bases, Champu finally finding some ground. And for the second game today in the We Are Billions challenge, we see a Terran resorting to mass Liberator when the Marines aren't getting the job done. It's kind of funny to see how these Terran brains work. They say, look, there's 2 zombie units, there's 2 units which I just fucking A-move or I just siege up and then laugh as my opponent rages. One's the Marine and one's the Liberator. And they're both kind of fantastic. Champion's like, you know what, let's do a bit of harassment. These Marines are like, get back here! Oi! Oi! Oh, this Liberator here, going to deny the gases, takes out an SCV. This one's like, I got an SCV too! The Marines are like, you're a bunch of dummies, aren't you? We just wrecked ya. We've got other Liberators sieging up on just about every base though. Oh man, absolute chaos. Keps having to pull every worker off the line. Champu really toying with his opponent a little bit right now. Keps is like, leave me alone, man. Why are you such a dick? Apparently these Marines are like, where'd he go? I can't possibly know. Apparently our Raider tells there's something on top of this pillar, but we just can't see it, man. We can't see it. We've got no idea. Back at home, Champu's still struggling to reproduce. Keps has been on point with the macro, mate. The problem for Keps is Keps has got about 300 Marauders, and they just don't do much damage. Apparently, grenades don't hurt infantry that much. I don't know. The Terran physics and the way the world works, a little bit of a mystery to me. I feel like grenades would be good against a pack of Marines in tight formation and light power armor, but apparently not in this world. Apparently they're anti-armored Punisher grenades. Okay, why not? Oh god, Keps! No, Keps! Get the fuck out of there! Oh my god, Keps just walks in to the Liberators, into the siege tanks. Oh, this time does turn around, but still has been reproducing way too many Marauders. Needs to swap into that Marine production. I don't care how buff and beefy these Marauders are. They're not the right unit for this situation. And Keps is getting punished for it. Keps is up at 80 workers, by the way. Champu's up at 90. So we are seeing a pretty hefty economy for both sides. Few workers kind of standing around and that sort of thing, but it's to be expected. We've got a casual 14 medevacs for Keps. I think Keps needs a few more medevacs, to be honest. I don't think that's enough. I think you need 1 medevac for every Marauder, just to be safe. Uh-oh! Oh, Champu's trying to bait him in again. These siege tanks just having a great time, man. Everything is just getting destroyed here. And still, there's no turrets in the main. There's only a few turrets in the third. If Keps were to doom drop, this would be amazing. Keps decides to make the brilliant ploy of picking up in-scan and watchtower vision and going for a doom drop. The Eye of Sauron's like, dude, do you know I have 27 scans in the bank, right? Champions like, I don't actually give a fuck. Oh, he's going to try and intercept. I think he might not catch it, though. The boost is ready. If he boosts these medevacs, he'll get through. These Marines try to cut it off, but oh, Keps blinks. He panics, and he turns around. Champu's like, I see you, you dummy. I know where you are, man. Is he gonna... He's scanning it. He knows where he is. He's like, okay, I've got unlimited scans. How do you like that? Haha. Somehow, Keps has still not found this corner base. He went to take this base, and he goes, oh, what the fuck? Decides to build a bunker next to it. Okay, why not? That's not really the same as building a cannon. It just will kind of sit there unless you put something in it, but why not? This Marine of Champu's like, hey, you're actually expanding and you have an economy too. And at this point, it's not so much an overwhelming horde of zombies from Champu as it is just two fuck-off huge armies on both sides. And Keps is in the medevacs! Oh no, Keps in full panic mode. He hasn't managed to drop his army. He starts to finally unload, but these Marines have already pushed forward. Those siege tanks and libs coming forward to support. That is a ton of Marines from Champu. They are double stimmed though. They've taken a lot of damage, and these Marauders are going to try and force their way through. The stutter step forward is good. Keps managing to start to break the lines, but this siege tank in the back is huge and there's more behind it. He can't push forward through that. These Marauders getting overwhelmed. He's building more Marauders. He needs more Marines. I feel like going full mole trap right now. My voice about to break as I watch the pure insanity. We've got Keps finally scouts this base as well and goes, oh, you piece of shit. You've almost mined out those minerals completely. Champu though, pushing his way forwards. He's got the siege tanks on the front. Keps has not been doing any counter pressure this entire time. Champu able to mine so many undefended bases, and I think at this point Keps is like, god damn it, what the fuck has happened in this game? I won like 7 fights in a row and you still have an army as big or bigger than mine? What the hell? Of course, once again, Keps a lot better at rebuilding his army than Champu. Champu's been more focusing on the positioning, and it's been paying off for him. These siege tanks starting to work their way forward. Oh, Keps is going to try to launch forward. Oh, man. Does get one siege tank. Oh, man. Does get a second, a third. But, oh, dude. And now the medevacs flying over the Marines. Keps in full panic mode. Actually losing half those medevacs, probably a good thing if you think about it. The Marines and Marauders are going to come forward. He's going to drop a scan. He needs to get rid of that siege tank. This Marauder in the back's like, I got it, boss. I'm going to fucking take it down. The siege tank is like, no, leave me alone. It finally falls. And Keps breaks the forward position of Champu, but there's another army ready to push out across this map, and Keps has used up all of his last reserves. He needs to reproduce right now. This army of Marauders coming forward, they're actually not doing too bad, I gotta say, but he's got to do something about these bases. Keps here needs to launch some units into these corner bases to shut down Champu's economy. Champu's bank is out of this world right now. He can just continue to throw wave after wave. He can scan over and over again until he wears him down. This is like the bio-verse bio version of a Villo-verse of Villo, man. This shit's just never gonna end. It's just two armies headbutting into each other, taking turns. I don't know how it's gonna go. I feel like Champu's bank should carry him through if Keps doesn't do something really soon. Keps is almost maxed out again. He's got a good army. 25 Marauders, 28 Marines, 7 medevacs. He's got 98 workers. He's still building workers. You psychopath, Keps. You absolute psychopath. Building 4 starports as well, but here we go. Champu's gonna dive into the production. Keps does take out that corner base, but he sent his whole army to do it when he could have sent a single Marine. Oh, the Planetary Fortress, though, says, get out of here, Marines. You can't fight me unless you all want to die. The splash damage is just a bit too brutal against those Marines. Marines and Marauders are coming back. These Vikings of Champu being a little bit ambitious. They are going to take down a couple of medevacs here. And here we go in a big ball. Keps just stimming forward. That one siege tank is huge. Keps stims to his death. He kept stutter stepping into the concave of Marines. That's the last thing you want to do with your army. He stimmed his way into a concave rather than pre-spreading and just A-moving it the way he should have fought that battle. And we see the sheer gunpowder of the Marines massively outgunning the Marauders in this situation. Oh no, Kep's pulling the SCVs back. They're all dying. This planetary fortress is like, come fight me, you dickheads. Find someone your own size. The Marines are like, yeah, we're not that dumb, mate. This single Viking tries to land in the back. That planetary fortress takes it down as well. And the starport transition, a little bit too late for Keps here. He had a good fight. In hindsight, probably a little bit frustrated at the end of this game. Is like, well, I felt like I was winning this game a few times. Even now, the units lost tab is not that terribly bad for him, despite, of course, things shifting way in Champu's favor in the last few engagements. This base has been fully mined out. This base did get cleared up, but a ton of minerals and gas was already mined. Champu's just like, lol, apparently building 42 expansions allows you to crush it. And Keps, of course, maybe missing the opportunity to jump on the production earlier in the game when he was clearing out all those expansions. And never scouting the corners, surprised by the hidden bases. Managed to take down. We've got 74 versus 73 workers. Champu continuing to be a bit of a dickhead with the Liberators. Liberator's probably, I think, honestly, like, I call a lot of moves annoying, or, you know, he's trying to be a dickhead, but I feel like the Liberator really is the one unit where I think everybody, including Terran players universally, is like, yeah, that unit's a bit of a shit. He's not really very fun, you know? When he sieges up in your mineral line, he's a bit of a douchebag. I mean, that's exactly why he's so much fun to use and so much not fun to play against, right? He's a bit of an abusive, laser-powered, freedom-toting mother trucker. The Marauders and Marines gonna stim in from behind. They take out the one siege tank, but by golly, that's a lot of Marines. 85 Marines of Champu are just going to blast their way through these Marauders. And that is just way too many medevacs and Marines. Champu here finally gets the zombie horde of Marines to work out. He says, we are billions. Smashes through Keps, takes him down. Good shit, Champu. Keps takes it in stride. I won 8 fights in a row, and I lost the game. Most people would have responded with a bit of salt. Pulled out his, took off his hat, did a little bow to his opponent. He said, I'm impressed. Well done, good sir. Someone's been watching Neuro's stream. GG. Jay Taylor, 808, thanks for that 3-month resub before the start of that game. He said,